What's up, y'all? Joshua Ray Walker here for Brooklyn Vegan. I got a new record out called Stuff, and it's definitely a little bit more on the indie side compared to my previous records. And Brooklyn Vegan has asked me to talk about my favorite indie records. I'm going to start with 69 Love Songs by the Magnetic Fields. I love concept records. I think that this record probably influenced my love of concept records. My new record, Stuff, is a concept record. Putting some limitations on creativity, I think it makes you more creative in the end. It's a great desert island album because there are so many songs. The first record that really started my search for music that I wanted to listen to, that I didn't just listen to passively, is White Blood Cell by the White Stripes. I remember going into a record store and putting on a set of headphones and listening to this record all the way through, and it blew my mind. It was the first time that I heard music, felt like the music was expressing more than the lyrics even could in real time, and I was really into that, and it really affected the way I played guitar. I think that came out when I was 12, or I heard it when I was 12, and it completely changed the way I was playing music. And definitely set me down a rabbit hole of looking for independent music. Dan Reeder by Dan Reeder. I remember watching the show Weeds as a kid, and one of his songs was in the show, and I went and found his CD at CD World here in Dallas and fell in love with the production style. It's very lo-fi, it's self-recorded. He builds a lot of his own instruments. That definitely had an effect on the way that I think about making music, and I've always wanted to make a record where I play all the instruments. Me and my friend John Pedigo played all the instruments on the new record Stuff. Dan's a great writer, and that's a great album. An influence people probably wouldn't necessarily think that I have. The album Justice by Justice is incredible. I think it's one of the best albums of all time. On this new record, you can hear some bleeps and bloops that maybe you haven't heard on previous records that were probably influenced by that album. It might also have the greatest intro of all time. I think the intro track to Justice by Justice is maybe unbeaten. The Earth Is Not a Cold Dead Place by Explosions in the Sky. This totally changed the way I wrote music. Lyrics are important, but I also think melody is really important. I love to pack as much melody into songs as I can, and I think that's definitely influenced by that genre of music. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned a little bit about the type of music I like. If you haven't heard these records, I hope you go check them out. And thanks, Brooklyn Vegan, for letting me talk about it.